Hey everyone, Vatsala Shrivastava here, aka MR.logzoid, and in today's video, I'm going to teach you guys what are the types of numbers. And in general, there's 5 main types of numbers, and by that I mean like there's classes that we put those numbers in. So in that case, we're going to be taking a look at those 5 types of numbers. And if you guys don't know what these numbers are or don't have any clue, it's alright because they're really high grade stuff. So first, we need to start with a notebook. Not on my comfort zone. I don't do notebook stuff, but still something different. So let's first write our title. So in this case, it is types of numbers. It's really hard for me to write from this height, but it's fine. So you can see we wrote types of numbers, which isn't the hard part. So just wait for it. So let's just put double dots. So everything we write is going to be included into this entire title. Types of numbers. So we need to first of all write how many types of numbers there are. And in general, there's 5 types of numbers. So let's write 5 here so we know that there are 5 types of general numbers. So let's write the first number. And if most of you would have guessed it, it is called natural numbers. So let's actually write this. So if I misspell something inside of this, it happens sometimes while you're talking and writing at the same time. You could miss a word or two. But the first one is called natural numbers. Okay? So natural numbers include the numbers that we use in daily usage, and we learn these numbers in kg. So to put this in perspective, I'm just going to put these in curly braces. You can put them in anything, a bracket or something, whatever makes sense to you. But the correct way to put it is in curly braces. So these numbers actually include 1, 3, 5, or 6, and so on and so forth. You can write any normal numbers that are normal, and those are called natural numbers. So it's as easy as that. Natural numbers can include any numbers that are normal, to put this in perspective. And then we have the second thing, and that includes whole number. Now, if you're familiar with Python, the programming language, then Python actually uses the whole number to calculate stuff. So let's actually write it. And whole numbers are the most commonly used numbers for programming. And to put this in perspective, 0 and whole numbers are imagine 1 to 100. And let's actually show you guys an example for this. You would count 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm trying to say is that if I told you guys to calculate from 1 to 100, you would probably write something like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then so on and so forth. But if I tell you guys to write 1 to 100, but with whole number, you would write something like 0, 1, 2, 3. And I told you again to go backwards in this way, so you would write something like 0, 2, 1, and 0. 3, 2, 1, and 0. And basically, whole number is a class that includes 0 no matter what. So 0, 1, 2, and 3. Curly bracket. So if you're familiar with Python, I think this makes sense to you already. Then we have the third, which is kind of easy to explain on my side, but I hope you guys can understand it at the same time as well. And the third one, I'm actually going to have to see it on my draft paper, is called integers. And now if you're familiar with Python or any programming language in general, then they're called int. So let me write it down. Integers. And I can see my camera is kind of getting off, so let me just fix that. Okay, there we go. So, integers. And let me just quickly tell you guys something. Whenever you're writing these numbers, and they're all right, okay? They're all right to write, and the classes are easy, but sometimes your teacher might ask you, write the class, but in short form, and you might wonder how to do that. Well, it's easy. Natural numbers, short form, is bracket, bracket, n. And I'm just putting bracket for in perspective, but you can write anything. So natural number is bracket, bracket, n. And whole number is actually, let me look at it, W. I'm pretty sure it's W. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But whole numbers are W. So let's write it down, bracket, bracket, W. And integers, surprisingly, are bracket, bracket, Z, or Z, whatever. So these are the short form to these three classes, but I'll be explaining more of these classes later on. And the integers are basically values similar to whole number and natural numbers, but with negative in them. So let's actually write it like this. So let's just say 0, 1, 2, and then let's say -1, -2, and so on and so forth. So basically, what we've done is we've just used our information for these two and wrote another class called integers that include positive numbers and negative numbers. So you can make a simple arrow saying that these two include that and write negative next to it. Neg. So I'm just going to write neg for negative. I hope that makes sense. So let's take a look at our fourth class. And some of you might have already guessed the fourth class if you're smart enough. And the fourth one is called rational numbers. And the short form to this, surprisingly more, is Q. So let's write it down. Rational numbers. Sorry if I'm mixed spelling some of these. I'm pretty sure I am. No, it's correct. Okay. So rational numbers. Numbers. Sorry if I'm running out of space. My book is pretty small. So rational numbers, again, Q is their short form. And rational numbers internally mean fraction similar to these classes. So what I'm trying to say is 1 by 2, 2 by 1, and then minus 1 by 2, and so on and so forth. So what this is saying, sorry if it's getting a little bit messy because I'm running out of space, but so what this is saying is rational numbers are numbers that include fraction with positive and negative. Fraction with positive and negative are rational numbers. Simple as that. Now let's move on to our last class. And I'm going to write my last class over here. So let's concentrate on this page. So our last class, which should be 5, should be, some of you might have already guessed it, called real numbers. And if some of you don't know what real numbers is, real numbers are not numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Real numbers are numbers that include, say, float. If you're familiar with, again, programming, then you would know that real numbers are numbers of float value. So what I'm trying to say here, if I would explain, 0.5, 0.4, and minus 0.5, and minus 0.4, and this also includes, I spelled that wrong. I don't know. This also includes, let's just write it again. Includes, I don't know what I'm spelling anymore. What? Anyways, this also includes pi. And pi if you don't know, is hard to explain in this video, but I'll be doing soon a thing on that as well. So this is real numbers are numbers that include float values like 0.5, decimal values, should I say. So they include decimal values, and it also includes pi values. It also includes decimal fraction. So decimal fraction as well. Fraction as well. Yeah, a lot of things on the real number side, but that's all of them, guys. So let me just go through quickly all of them. Real numbers, number 5, also, by the way, known as R. Real numbers are R in short form. So real numbers are numbers that include float values, or should I say decimal, and they include the fractions with decimal, and they include pi. And I'll be doing soon a tutorial on pi as well. Sorry, pi. And that's number 5. And then we have these right here. And that is natural numbers, like normal numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we have then whole numbers, which include 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Then we have integers, Z, and those include negative and positive numbers. And then we have rational numbers, which include fraction and negative fractions. And then number 5 is real numbers. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and go check out my Patreon. There I'm going to be leaving tons of worksheets for you guys to work on. And one quick homework I'm going to give you guys as a teacher is that I want you guys to go online and search for worksheets. And if you can't find worksheets, then go to my Patreon, support my channel with $5, and get tons of worksheets. And tons of programming stuff and 3D stuff. So, again, see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.